of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And so today, let's pray for the humility to learn from Jesus and from St. Jerome, to know the Word, to live the truth, and to love people with patience, even when it's difficult.
Welcome to my morning routine. It is still very, very early in the morning. I haven't woken him up yet. My husband's already gone off to work, and he leaves very early in the morning. And then I am left with a nice, quiet start to my day at 5:30. This morning you probably saw I got up a little bit, like 4 minutes late. So I don't have to set an alarm in the morning because when my husband leaves, it kind of wakes me up around that time. So I get up and I have, first thing, go to the restroom. Let's be real. We go to the restroom first thing. But you probably saw me put on my little Reflexology shoes. Let me get those for you. Hold on. These are my Reflexology shoes, and they are amazing. I have something in them. What is that? And so I'm going to open them up so that you can see them and see the balls that are on them. Amazing. So the different points in your foot, at the bottom of the sole of your foot, right? Your foot. There are pressure points that trigger different parts and organs in your body. And just to get my feet going, my legs, my circulation, I put these on and I walk to the bathroom in the morning, wash my face, use the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, do all the things while wearing these. And then I change out of them into either just walk around barefoot just to get grounding, and then just to move my feet around because your feet have been stiff all night. Your body's been stiff and dormant for hours. And so I just like to get moving. And this helps with the circulation. They hurt like hell. I'm not going to lie. They hurt. But they're good. Once you get used to them, they're really good. We're helping with your circulation. Next thing, of course, I drink water. Water I keep by my bed at night. And my night starts with maybe some chamomile or some hibiscus tea or some lemon balm tea, something to relax my body so that I'm able to calm down after a day and sleep. And sleep. Sleep is so important, especially at this stage in life. Sleep is so important. So then the next thing is to replenish my body in water in the morning. And so you probably saw I made also after that, just plain water. I will have some hot lemon water. And that just really helps to kind of cleanse anything and open my air. For me, I'm going to tell you what it does medically, but for me, for anyone else, for me, it just really helps to open up my chest, It feels like it helps my throat, lungs, all of that. If you have any phlegm overnight, it helps. So, yeah, lemon water in the morning. I may even sometimes add cloves. And if you know cloves, whole cloves are so good. You can do ground cloves or whole cloves. And first off, it's going to help with any oral issues. And then as it goes into your body and digest it, it's even better with the whole cloves. So that's the lemon water. Y'all probably like, okay, this is a whole look, Jill, but I put my cap on. This is like a little wave cap. Now, this one this one I think is also doubled as like a wig cap. I don't wear wigs, but this thick band part right here holds down my hair. So it keeps my hair from, I like to wear my curls flat most of the time, and it keeps it flat because otherwise it'll poof up like a poodle. And so someone commented, why would you, like I was speaking negatively about my hair, like I didn't love my hair, the curls in my hair, and why would you call your hair a poodle? Because my sister has a poodle, my daughter has a poodle, we have poodles. I don't have a poodle, but you know, they come to my house. And so I'm like, my hair looks just like the poodle. It's the same curl pattern, literally the same curl pattern as the poodle. And so that's why I call it poodle. And so anywho, I am now, next thing I normally do, so you can see I've changed out of my pajamas and I just start tidying up anything that normally we at night before we go to bed. We usually after dinner, we eat dinner between 5 and 6 o'clock at night. But I'll show you guys in another video night routine. But normally myself and my husband wash dishes, and there may be some that we set out to dry, which is what I just put up some serving dishes. And that's because last night was trash night. And so we've set the trash out that will be picked up this morning. And therefore any like leftover food that's in the refrigerator, we get rid of that, wash those containers, and that's what was sitting out. So I just put those up. And then if I went to bed and somebody else was still up, if there's a blanket that didn't get folded or something, or if there are things that need to be thrown into the wash, I'll go ahead and do that at this point. And so that's probably what I'm getting ready to do. And then I'm going out to my garage to work out. So a nice slow, just get my body moving this morning. All right, I am on the treadmill. We have 2 pieces of workout equipment in here so far. We have treadmill, and then we have like a combo that is a elliptical and a bike, stationary bike. And I hope to get soon, we're gonna put a infrared sauna, turn this really into a wellness, paint this black. It's blue right now. It used to be during the shutdown in 2020, we turned this into a game room. The attached garage, this room into a game room for AJ, and it had my treadmill, but we added the other pieces of equipment. So I'm gonna paint this black and then add infrared sauna and, you know, just make it a wellness area. But right now I'm gonna get my workout, get my walk on. I got my phone. I usually put on YouTube or something to watch while I am walking. And so either something motivational or something entertaining. It varies day to day. I usually have it on a 10 incline, and then I'll walk it at like a speed of 3 between 2 0.5 and 3 on a 10 incline. It's time to get the kid up. All right, AJ. AJ, time to get up. So next I tackle going into his closet to help him find something to wear. And then he will either eat breakfast here or he might eat breakfast at school. I'm not sure. But let's get his clothes ready so that he can bathe and we can get ready to get out of here. So this is AJ's bathroom. And for teenage boys, if you know, you know. Teenage boys, well, I guess some, at least for this one. Yeah, getting them to do all the hygiene things. I'm trying to train him to do it without me, without coaching, without prompting. So I come in and I put out all of his hygiene items. I have everything, his toothbrush and everything is over in another drawer. Sit out his deodorant, even, where is it? His lip balm. So spray for his hair, his brush, and he's all set. We say good morning to the birdie. Hey Flappy, good morning. Good morning, Flappy. You gonna tell everyone good morning? No? Okay, you're not ready to start talking yet. Okay. So next thing is I like to come into my office and stretch and put out my yoga mat. Some mornings what I also do is I utilize the stairs and I just walk up and down the stairs. Walking backwards down the stairs, carefully walking backwards down the stairs, is beneficial for your hips alignment because we're always moving in, from what I understand, we're always moving in a forward motion. And so by reversing that sometimes, even on the elliptical on a bike, I will do a backwards motion. It helps with your knees and your hips to almost kind of like realigning them. Stay hydrated. Now what I'm going to do is I just have to first off wash my hands. And I need to make AJ's snack. And he likes to have a little bit of lemon in his water. So just pour that into his water bottle. So he likes to have like these little meat sticks. It gives him some extra protein, and I get him a granola bar. So he eats lunch at school, and so they have like options. This is the first year that I'm able to not make lunch for him. Thank God. So yeah, he gets to eat lunch. But I make sure that he has some snacks, so that way, you know, they have those vending machines and things, so he doesn't have to worry about going to a vending machine or wanting a snack. He sees other kids getting a snack. He takes his own snacks, but then he eats. He has an account for his lunches, and he can just, you know, he deducts from his lunch, pay for his lunch, and choose what he wants to eat off of the menu. And it's a blessing. I don't have to make lunch every day. All right, so I've got my hat, and I have a sweater. It's nippy out in the mornings. It warms up here in Georgia. Today's the last day of September. Tomorrow's October 1st. So it is nippy in the mornings. It's usually right now in the high 60s or mid to high 60s in the morning. So it's a little chill in the air and, you know, dampness in the air. So I put on a sweater usually, and of course my baseball cap. And we're about to get him up at 7:30. An alarm goes off. I set an alarm for everything. So I do set an alarm for myself just in case I don't get up at 5:30. I set an alarm for myself, and then alarm to wake him up, and then an alarm for him to go shower so that he stays on track. And then that's usually when he goes into the shower and warm up the car, because as soon as he comes out, we're ready to go. All right, alarm just went off. Time to go shower. Getting up. Let's go. Burned this candle last night. It's tobacco and vetiver, and it has the wooden wicks. So good. It has like a smoky, like smells like a fireplace. Ooh, and it's heavy. Be careful. Smells so good. So this morning, I think that I'm feeling like coffee. And so I think I'm gonna make a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna use the French press this morning. And just a couple days ago, I tested out making my own creamer, and I'll tell you how I made it. So I have a little left. I can make another batch, but it's basically in a mason jar. I put some half and half. You can use heavy cream as well, half and half, and then the sweetened condensed milk. Or you can use evaporated milk or whatever. I just use the two so that it's already sweetened, because I could just make it without like the condensed milk that's non-sweet, and then add agave or honey. You can do that as well. But that's what I had in the pantry already, so that's what I did. And then some vanilla. And then if you want to do like a pumpkin syrup, or you want to do cinnamon, so I don't put the cinnamon in here because I don't want the whole thing to be cinnamon flavored. But I did put vanilla in here, and so I will put a splash of cinnamon in my mug. So, or you can put it in the coffee itself. So I'm going to use my French press, make some coffee, and put it in my travel mug. So I know you guys didn't see me make my bed yet, and you're probably wondering, oh, she didn't make that bed. So there was an Italian ladies when I lived in Italy for a couple years, and there I could see outside of my bedroom window the Italian ladies, and they would shake their sheets every morning. I asked them, "Why are you shaking your sheets?" And say, "You need to let your sheets breathe in the morning." So I leave them to breathe and dry. It keeps the moisture out, keeps dust mites out. Yeah, they said dust mites like the moisture. And so that's why I let them breathe a little bit. And you can even also crack your window, let a little fresh air in. Even in the wintertime, I do that. They would literally, I'm not going that far, but they would literally every single morning remove their sheets, shake them, even the rugs, and shake them out the window. I ain't doing all that. I don't always wear the wave cap to sleep in, so I use the satin. I don't always wear that cap on my head, the wave caps to sleep in, because I don't like anything restricting my holding my head tight or that tight feeling on my head. And plus, you retain heat in your body from your head and your feet. So at night, if I put it on, I'll end up just throwing it, tossing it in the middle of the night anyway, because I'll start, get the night sweats and the, hot flashes and the night sweats and that kind of thing. I need to be able to breathe. So to protect my hair from drying or crackling or being brittle or frizzy or whatever, maybe it's gonna be frizzy anyway. Let's be real. But to keep it from breaking any breakage, really, I use the satin or a silk pillowcase. Y'all, I love this mug. It's so nice. It's spill proof, and you just push it to drink and push it back to close it. So look, AJ is 14, and although I put his clothes out because I have to see what actually still fits him, I just bought school clothes. He's already outgrown them. I'm gonna have to take him shopping and let him act. This is the first time he's actually gonna have to try on clothes. In 14 years, I've always been able to pick his clothes, and usually they last for about 2 years. He had a slow growth. He is like growing now, like for real. He's already my height. Actually, he's like an inch taller than me. I'm 5'4". Okay, so now I just wait on, I'm actually going to start the car up. So it's a whole routine in the morning, literally a whole routine. And I start the car, wait on him to come out. He's getting dressed right now. Generally, he'll have about 5-10 minutes that he can watch a little cartoon or something. And then while the car warms up, and then we head off to school. When I get back, it looks like it's gonna rain. It's not raining in the forecast, but it's still dark out. And I may go water. Yeah, we're gonna go out to the garden if it doesn't rain. I'm gonna check the forecast again. If it's not gonna rain, then I'm gonna water the garden. You getting ready to watch TV?
Nah.
You just gonna relax?
Yeah.
You just gonna sit there and relax? All right, let me warm up the car. Okay, so you ready to go?
Yeah. I'm so ready.
Yeah, I know. But I want you to make sure you're taking notes today.
Yes.
All right? Because you're coming up on fall break. And there's your alarm. It's time for us to go.
And what we gotta do.
I set an alarm for for us to leave the house as well. So just in case we get sidetracked, 8 o'clock, out the door. All right, I'm about to go outside into the garden. Y'all see this? First thing, I'm always gonna wear a hat. Then somebody made a comment and said, "Why are you always putting on a hat?" Because I do. Like, I'm embracing the natural hair thing, right? But you see this how lay down on one side, already other side, poof, the poodle poof. Yeah. So, and I love this hat. Love this hat. It was given to me by a brand, Ferry Morris, the seed company. My husband, when I get boxes, he just throws them into the garage, and sometimes he doesn't tell me. And this box happened to be just in a small box. It didn't come with the other items that they sent me. And so I didn't even know. And I have this hat and it just says, "Let's root for each other." I love that. I love that. So yeah, y'all, let's root for each other. So speaking of, if you haven't already subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything. Just take your remote, click your remote, go up to where you see the circle with my face on the circle, and click on that circle. And then it's going to ask you if you want to subscribe. Subscribe it. And then you're going to see the little thumbs up thing. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. It helps out our channel. It helps the growth. And we want y'all here in the community. Also hit the notification button so that you can be notified of new videos that come out. Okay? All right, so I'm going outside. Like I said, it looks kind of gloomy and there was a little mist in the air. So, and when you garden, you gotta check the weather. So guys, if you have celery, you can propagate it. I don't know if you can see the roots. You see those roots hanging there? All I do is just when you cut your celery, just sit it in the water and it will regrow. And now I'm going to take this and put it out in the garden. So this is a sun porch. It's a bit messy right now, but yeah. We eat dinner out here Sundays. But yeah, initially this room had screen windows and then we had the windows closed in with glass. And look at this big guy. Part of my morning routine is watering the plants out here when they need it. Opening the screen window or the windows here and turning on the fans to circulate some air in here for the plants. And then I go out to the plants outdoors. So I'm gonna go out now and water outside. Feels so good. I love that crisp fall morning air. Oh, summers here are so hot and humid. By 9 o'clock it's hot, but right now beautiful. All right, so just to tell you quickly, there's not a whole lot that's going on in the garden right now. I had okra growing, we had ginger, turmeric, and some herbs, not some herbs, lots of herbs. So there are a lot of, I guess, the ducks, the ducks, geese, there are tons of them. They're migrating. So in the garden, we had, I'm going to show you these garden beds. But we had our garden beds raised from 8 inches to 2 feet. And with that, the guys they didn't finish. Initially, I had to wait a month for them to come back. We had to order more wood to do. I decided to do a kind of a picture frame design across the top edge, and then to have them come back and reinforce the corners. So because when you put all that soil in, it can expand and contract. And so I wanted to make sure that the edges of the beds were secure, because the beds are so large. And so they still need to come back to do that. And because of all of that reconstruction, I wasn't able to fully put in my irrigation the way I normally do. And so over the summer, I just did not, in the spring and summer, I did not plant a whole lot, not even disturb all of the herbs. So those that I did replant, I was able to save and replant. So we have this lemongrass I was able to save. Let me show you around. So early in the summer, I did a video on the 9 herbs that I love to grow for anti-inflammation, so that I use to combat inflammation. And these are some of them. So you have this lemongrass that is 8 feet tall that I was able to save and replant, as well as this lemon balm. And the lemon balm was tiny. When Dr. Joyce came back in the spring, this was tiny, tiny, tiny. And so look at her now. She's huge. Over here we have some bell peppers, and the bell peppers are growing like crazy. I have only 3 bell pepper plants, but each bell pepper plant has about 12 bell peppers growing on it. You can see another good size, couple of them here. I'm scared to pick it up because I think I don't want to break it. But down here you can see the bell peppers growing. Look at that. This bed were all zinnias. Earlier in the summer, these 2 beds here had squash and zucchini, and they showed out. They produced like crazy, and I still have the squash and zucchini in the freezer. And I just cut down the zinnias. Also, once the squash finished, the zinnias really took over. But I just cut those down. I left this one here so that the bees and butterflies could enjoy it, along with some marigolds. And this bed has more lemon balm, some basil, well, a lot of basil. We have some carrots growing. You see some carrots growing here, as well as some Brussels sprouts. I also have some kale here. Oh, I just tore it. This bed here we have some rosemary, basil, some parsley, sage, thyme, onions, little chives, and we have some peas over in the back. Right here we have some Thai basil that I'm allowing to grow to seed. Inside these pods are the seeds, and so I will let these dry out so that I can collect the seeds. Here we have some ghost peppers and lots of jalapeno peppers, some cayenne peppers, Some more sweet basil. That's Thai basil, but then over here I have sweet basil that I'm letting go to seed as well. Some more jalapenos. We have some eggplants, Japanese eggplant here. There's tons of them growing. There's 6 plants, and I think each of the plants have some eggplants, and they've been producing all summer. I cut it down and it came back. Some mint. We have mint, rosemary, thyme, oregano in that bed. In this bed, which I'll be cleaning out shortly, we have some arugula, which is so good. So good. But I'm succession planting. These are older plants that grew all summer that I picked off of all summer. Then I have some new ones, some baby ones that are down in there as well. Some chives, onions. Over here were the okra. I pop a video of what the okra looked like. I just chopped it down and I'm composting it in place. If you are growing marigolds, like you can see these marigolds here, just take the pod, open the pod, and inside of the pod are the seeds, and you can just toss the seeds in and they'll regrow. Here we have some cilantro, parsley, rosemary, some onions, and some echinacea. That was another bed of okra. We have blueberries in the back over here, some chives. Over here we have the jewels of inflammation and fighting inflammation. We have ginger. If you've never seen a ginger plant, there you go. And over here, this beautiful plant is turmeric. That's a turmeric plant. I'll let you guys see when I harvest. I'm not doing that today, but you can see it's starting to turn. It's starting to turn brown on the tips there. And once it goes yellow and then starts to turn brown, both of them, that'll let me know that they are ready to harvest. Usually takes about 6 to 10 months. Over here we have sweet potatoes. They are pretty much ready to start harvesting, and then I have to cure them. This fern looking plant here, this is asparagus. That's asparagus. And down here, I don't know if you can see this plant. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see it's starting to sprout. I just planted what's called a Jerusalem plant, and I see little pieces of it starting to sprout out. So I'm going to water all of this down. And this plant is supposed to be like a potato, and it's what people grew back in the day during victory gardens. All right, so I'm going to plant this celery into this pot here. I'm just going to do a quick water and then I'm heading in. Not much to do today. Listen, if you don't have a retractable hose, get one. It makes your life so much easier. Not sponsored. We bought it ourselves. We bought all of them ourselves, but make life so much easier. You literally give it some tension and let it go. If you're not ready for your basil to stop growing, it's still warm where you are, pick these flowers off. Once it starts to flower like this, pick them off, because it's telling the plant to stop growing and to start producing seeds. That's a whole lot of pesto right there. Whole lot of pesto. Good morning, Flappy. You telling everybody good morning? Good baby. Yes, darling. You want to come out? Let's see if I can get you out. You gonna come out? You not coming to mama? Come on. All right, there you go. Flappy, come back here. Come back here. He likes to go in here because he sees the plant. Look at it. He's trying to run from me. Thank y'all for joining me on my morning routine. I'm going to pick some flowers for my fall decor. And I will see y'all in the next video.